Uganda or Rwanda? For anyone dreaming of a mountain gorilla trek, this is the big question. One country offers a permit at $800, the other at $2,500. It's cost versus convenience, rugged adventure versus luxury. But which is truly better? The answer depends on your style of travel. Uganda is wild and untamed, with diverse wildlife and authentic experiences. Rwanda is polished, efficient, and focused on high-end tourism. I've explored both, trekking jungles, sampling city life, and staying everywhere from rustic lodges to luxury resorts. This guide will break down the real differences, from gorilla trekking to city life, and even reveal a travel hack to combine both countries. Get ready to discover which destination is right for you. The main event is the gorilla trek, where Uganda and Rwanda truly differ. Uganda's windy, impenetrable forest is a tough, muddy, and rewarding trek through ancient jungle, home to more gorilla families than anywhere else. Rwanda's Volcanoes National Park, with its $1,500 permit, offers a smoother, shorter trek on gentle volcanic slopes, just a 3-hour drive from Kigali. Uganda is a classic safari destination, with the Big Five, chimp tracking, and boat safaris, raw, varied, and affordable. Rwanda focuses on quality. Akagera National Park is a Big Five success story, and Nyungwe Forest offers canopy walks and rare primates. Uganda is about adventure and diversity. Rwanda is about exclusivity and conservation. Both offer unforgettable wildlife, but the style and scope of your journey will be very different. Choose your adventure, wild and wide-ranging, or curated and premium. The biggest difference, the price of the gorilla permit. Uganda's $800 permit makes it accessible for more travelers, letting you spend on other adventures, like chimp tracking or safaris. Rwanda's $1,500 permit is a deliberate move. Fewer visitors, more conservation funding, and a premium experience. Uganda's lower cost is great for families or groups, and lets you build a longer, more varied trip. Rwanda's price means luxury lodges, gourmet food, and seamless service. Perfect for those short on time or seeking comfort. In Uganda, the gorilla trek is the highlight of a bigger adventure. In Rwanda, it's a luxury, standalone experience. Your budget shapes your journey, immersive and diverse, or exclusive and streamlined. Decide what matters most, adventure or indulgence. The journey to the gorillas sets the tone. In Uganda, reaching Bwindi is an adventure. An 8-10-hour drive from Entebbe through lively towns and wild landscapes, or a pricey domestic flight if you want to skip the bumps. Magahinga Gorilla National Park is another option, equally remote and less crowded. Uganda's travel is rugged, but rewarding for those who love the journey. Rwanda is the opposite land in Kigali, and in 2 to 3 hours on smooth roads, you're at Volcanoes National Park. Rwanda's ease is a major draw, perfect for tight schedules or travelers who want comfort. In Uganda, the journey is part of the adventure. In Rwanda, it's a scenic prelude to the main event. Choose your pace-epic road trip or quick, easy access. The trek itself is where the real difference lies. Uganda's Bwindi is wild, steep, muddy, and physically demanding. Treks can last over 6 hours, and you'll feel like a true explorer. The payoff? A raw, authentic encounter with nearly half the world's mountain gorillas. Rwanda's Volcanoes National Park is more moderate, shorter treks, clearer trails, and a more organized approach. Groups are matched to gorilla families based on fitness, making it accessible for all ages. Rwanda's scenery is stunning, with bamboo forests and volcano views, and the experience is more comfortable. Uganda is for those who want to earn their adventure. Rwanda is for those who want the magic with less hardship. Both are unforgettable, but the challenge and the reward are yours to choose. The atmosphere surrounding the gorilla trek, particularly the accommodation options, further highlights the philosophical divide between the two countries. In Uganda, the lodging around Bwindi and Magahinga is wonderfully varied, but it leans heavily towards the mid-range and rustic end of the spectrum. You'll find a fantastic selection of charming, eco-friendly lodges, comfortable guest houses, and budget-friendly community-run camps. Places like Buhoma Lodge or Mahogany Springs offer a level of comfort and excellent service, but the overall feel is one of authentic, down-to-earth jungle living. The focus is on immersion in nature, with the sounds of the forest providing the evening's soundtrack. While luxury options are emerging in Uganda, they are fewer and farther between compared to Rwanda. The accommodation experience is generally more about coziness, character, and a connection to the local environment and community. You might spend your evenings around a crackling bonfire sharing stories with fellow travelers, your mornings waking up to the mist rolling over the forest canopy. It feels grounded, real, and adventurous. This suits the traveler who seeks an authentic connection to the place they are visiting, who prefers rustic charm over polished perfection, and who sees their accommodation as a comfortable base for exploration, rather than the central feature of their holiday. Rwanda has, by contrast, become the undisputed king of luxury accommodation in the region. The area around Volcanoes National Park is dotted with some of Africa's most exclusive and stunningly designed lodges. World-renowned brands like Singita, One and Only, and Wilderness Safaris have established properties here, offering unparalleled levels of luxury, service, and design. These lodges are destinations in themselves, featuring private villas, gourmet dining, wellness spas, and breathtaking views of the volcanic chain. The experience is curated to perfection, providing a seamless transition from five-star comfort to the wild habitat of the gorillas. This focus on the high-end market caters to a discerning traveler who expects and is willing to pay for the very best. Even the more mid-range options in Rwanda, like the Sabyinyo Silverback Lodge, offer a level of polish and service that would be considered luxury in many other destinations. The atmosphere is one of serene exclusivity and quiet sophistication. Here, the gorilla trek is the jewel in the crown of a truly opulent getaway. For those celebrating a special occasion, or for whom ultimate comfort and impeccable service are non-negotiable, Rwanda's accommodation scene is simply in a league of its own, providing a soft and luxurious landing after a day of adventure on the volcano slopes. While gorillas may be the headline act, the safari experience is where Uganda truly reveals its incredible depth and diversity. This is where the Pearl of Africa establishes itself as a genuine wildlife powerhouse. Uganda offers a classic, sprawling safari circuit that feels wild, varied, and wonderfully uncrowded. Your journey could take you to Murchison Falls National Park in the northwest, a stunning landscape bisected by the mighty Nile River. Here, the river explodes through a narrow gorge, creating a thunderous waterfall. On a boat safari upstream, you'll cruise past enormous pods of hippos, giant Nile crocodiles basking on the banks, and herds of elephants and buffalo coming to drink. It's a dramatic, elemental wildlife spectacle. Further south lies Queen Elizabeth National Park, arguably Uganda's most famous safari destination. This park boasts an astonishing variety of ecosystems, from sprawling savanna and shady forests to sparkling lakes and fertile wetlands. This diversity supports a rich tapestry of wildlife, including lions, leopards, elephants, and a staggering number of bird species. But the park's most famous residents are the legendary tree-climbing lions found in the remote Ishasha sector. Seeing a full-grown lion lounging casually in the branches of a giant fig tree is a surreal and unforgettable sight, a unique behavior that sets Uganda apart from almost any other safari destination on the continent. The options in Uganda just keep coming. It is a country that rewards longer stays with an ever-changing cast of characters and landscapes. You can explore the serene Lake Mburo National Park, a compact gem known for its vast herds of zebra, impala and eland, which you can even explore on a walking safari for a more intimate connection with the bush. Or you can venture to the remote, rugged wilderness of Kadipo Valley National Park in the far northeast. This is Africa as it once was, vast, untouched, and teeming with animals that roam plains framed by distant mountains. It's a commitment to get there, but the reward is a safari experience of profound solitude and wild beauty. Ultimately, Uganda's safari offering is defined by its sheer variety and value. You can experience the full range of classic East African wildlife, often without the crowds you might find in more famous neighboring countries. The parks feel raw and authentic, the encounters are intimate, and the entire experience is accessible at a fraction of the cost of other premier safari destinations. For the traveler who wants more than just gorillas, who dreams of vast savannas, powerful rivers, and a rich diversity of game, Uganda is not just a good choice. It is an outstanding one. It is a complete and compelling safari destination in its own right. Rwanda's approach to safari and wildlife is, honestly, a mirror of its broader tourism philosophy, focused, high quality, and deeply rooted in a story of restoration. The country may not have the sheer number of parks that Uganda does, but its primary safari destination, Akagera National Park, is a world-class conservation marvel. Located on the eastern border with Tanzania, Akagera was once a park on the brink of collapse, its wildlife populations decimated in the years following the 1994 genocide. Today, through a visionary partnership between the government and the non-profit African Parks, it has been spectacularly reborn. It stands as a powerful symbol of Rwanda's resilience and commitment to protecting its natural heritage. The transformation of Akagera has been nothing short of miraculous. The park's security has been completely overhauled, and a program of ambitious reintroductions has brought it back to full Big Five status. Lions were successfully reintroduced in 2015, their roars returning to the savanna after a 15-year absence. They were followed by a founder population of black rhinos in 2017, and more recently, white rhinos, making Akagera a true conservation success story. A safari here is a different experience. It feels less about just spotting animals and more about witnessing the results of a nation's incredible efforts to heal its wilderness. The landscapes are stunningly beautiful, with rolling hills giving way to a labyrinth of lakes and papyrus swamps. A safari in Akagera feels curated and exclusive. The number of vehicles and visitors is carefully managed, ensuring that the experience is never crowded. You will feel as though you have this beautiful corner of Africa almost to yourself. The game viewing is excellent and getting better every year. You can track the newly established lion prides, watch huge herds of buffalo and zebra graze on the plains, and enjoy boat trips on Lake Ahima, which is teeming with hippos, crocodiles, and a spectacular array of water birds, including the rare and sought-after shoebill stork. The park offers a gentle, peaceful, and incredibly scenic safari experience. Choosing a safari in Rwanda is choosing to support this incredible story of renewal. While it cannot compete with Uganda on sheer scale or variety, it shines in its premium conservation-focused approach. The experience is cleaner, calmer, and more controlled. It is the perfect addition to a gorilla trek for the traveler who values exclusivity, is inspired by stories of hope and regeneration, and prefers a more serene and less rugged safari adventure. Akagera is not just a place to see wildlife. It is a testament to the power of conservation, offering a safari that is as moving and meaningful as it is beautiful. Beyond the classic savanna safaris, both Uganda and Rwanda offer incredible opportunities to encounter other primate species, each providing a unique and thrilling experience. In Uganda, the undisputed capital of chimpanzee tracking is Kigali Forest National Park. This lush tropical rainforest is home to the highest concentration of primates in all of Africa, including over 1,500 chimpanzees. Spending a morning tracking a habituated community of these intelligent and dynamic apes is an electrifying adventure. You will follow their calls through the dense undergrowth, watching them as they squabble, groom, and swing effortlessly through the canopy. It is a noisy, chaotic, and utterly captivating experience that provides a fascinating counterpoint to the gentle gravitas of the gorillas. Rwanda offers its own world-class primate destination in Nyungwe Forest National Park, a vast and ancient montane rainforest that is one of the best preserved in Africa. While Nyungwe is also home to chimpanzees, its true stars are the enormous troops of black and white colobus monkeys. It is not uncommon to see a super troop of several hundred individuals moving through the trees, their long white tails trailing behind them like flowing capes. The park's signature experience is the Nyungwe Canopy Walkway, a sturdy 160-meter-long suspension bridge that hangs more than 70 meters above the forest floor. Walking across it gives you a dizzying bird's-eye view of the forest, putting you at eye level with the monkeys and birds that inhabit the canopy. Each country also holds other unique wildlife cards up its sleeve. In Uganda, a boat trip on the Kazinga Channel in Queen Elizabeth National Park is a must-do. This natural channel connecting two lakes has one of the highest concentrations of hippos in the world, and a slow cruise along its banks brings you incredibly close to these massive animals, as well as buffalo, elephants, and a dazzling array of bird life. In Rwanda, the focus turns to smaller, but no less enchanting, creatures. In Volcanoes National Park, you can dedicate a trek to finding the beautiful and endangered golden monkeys. Watching these playful, brightly colored primates as they leap through the bamboo forest is a joyful and highly rewarding activity. This is where the choice becomes about the specific experiences that excite you most. Do you dream of the raw, energetic chaos of tracking chimpanzees through a dense jungle floor? Uganda's Kigali forest is your answer. Or are you captivated by the idea of floating above the canopy, walking among the treetops and spotting huge troops of colobus monkeys in a pristine montane forest? Then Rwanda's Nyungwe is calling your name. Uganda offers more primate diversity overall, but Rwanda's Nyungwe and its canopy walk provide a singular, iconic experience that you simply cannot find anywhere else in East Africa, making the choice a delightful dilemma of personal preference. When you step into Kampala, you are stepping into the vibrant, chaotic, and wonderfully authentic heart of Uganda. This is a city that moves to its own relentless rhythm, a sprawling metropolis built across numerous hills, buzzing with an energy that is both intoxicating and overwhelming. The streets are a living organism, a constant flow of humanity where boda-bodas, motorbike taxis, weave through traffic with astonishing skill, their horns composing a unique urban symphony. The air is thick with the smells of street food, the sounds of bustling markets, and the vibrant colors of daily life. Kampala is not a city you passively observe. It is a city you experience with all your senses. It is gritty, it is real, and it is utterly unforgettable. Exploring Kampala offers a deep dive into the soul of the nation. You can feel the country's history and royal traditions by visiting the Kasubi Tombs, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the burial ground for the kings of Buganda. You can lose yourself in the sprawling Owino Market, a labyrinth of stalls selling everything from colorful fabrics to second-hand clothes and traditional medicines. For a taste of the city's spiritual side, you can visit the impressive Gaddafi National Mosque, which offers panoramic views of the entire city from its minaret. This is not a city of manicured lawns and quiet avenues. It is a place of raw energy, a testament to the resilience and vibrancy of the Ugandan people. Beyond the capital, Uganda's cultural fabric is a rich tapestry woven from dozens of distinct ethnic groups. A short drive from Kampala takes you to Jinja, a town famously known as the historic source of the River Nile. Here, adventure and culture collide, offering everything from whitewater rafting to serene boat trips where the Great River begins its long journey north. Further into the countryside, you have opportunities for meaningful interactions with communities like the Batwa Pygmies near Bwindi. Displaced from their ancestral forest home, their story is a poignant and complex part of modern Uganda, and a visit offers a powerful insight into a culture struggling to adapt while preserving its ancient traditions. Ultimately, the cultural experience in Uganda is defined by its diversity and its unvarnished authenticity. It is a country where you can feel the pulse of urban Africa in its most dynamic form, and then travel just a few hours to connect with ancient kingdoms and indigenous communities. It's a journey that asks for your engagement and rewards you with a profound sense of connection. Uganda doesn't put on a show for tourists. It simply invites you to witness life as it is lived, in all its noisy, colorful, and beautiful complexity. It is the perfect destination for the traveler who seeks to understand a country from the ground up, starting with its wonderfully chaotic and welcoming heart. Arriving in Kigali after the delightful chaos of other East African cities feels, honestly, like stepping into a different world. Often called the Singapore of Africa, Rwanda's capital is a revelation of order, cleanliness, and serene beauty. The first thing you'll notice is the immaculate streets, completely free of the plastic bags that blight so many other cities, thanks to a nationwide ban that is strictly enforced. The roads are smooth, the traffic is orderly, and lush manicured gardens line the boulevards. It's a city that functions with a quiet efficiency that's truly remarkable, a testament to the nation's vision and discipline. Kigali is not just clean, it feels calm, safe, and incredibly welcoming. This sense of order and progress is the backdrop for a city that is both forward-looking and deeply conscious of its past. The most essential visit in Kigali, and indeed in all of Rwanda, is to the Kigali Genocide Memorial. It's a profoundly moving and impeccably curated institution that documents the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. While it's a harrowing and heart-wrenching experience, it is absolutely crucial for understanding the Rwanda of today. Its spirit of reconciliation, its unity, and its unwavering determination to build a peaceful and prosperous future. The memorial is not just a museum, it's the soul of the nation, a place of remembrance and a powerful lesson for all of humanity. Beyond its poignant history, modern Kigali is a thriving hub of creativity and culture. The city is dotted with vibrant art galleries, chic coffee shops, serving locally grown, world-class coffee, and excellent restaurants offering both Rwandan and international cuisine. You can explore the colorful stalls of the Kimironko market, which is far more orderly than its Ugandan counterparts, but just as vibrant, offering beautiful handicrafts, fabrics, and fresh produce. The city's creative scene is burgeoning, with fashion, music, and art reflecting a new generation's optimism and talent. It's a city that feels safe to explore day or night, encouraging you to wander its pleasant hills and discover its hidden gems. The cultural experience in Rwanda is one of polished precision and powerful stories. The country's emphasis on order, security, and high-end service extends from its capital city to its tourism sites. It's a place that feels curated, not in a way that feels artificial, but in a way that feels thoughtful and intentional. Rwanda presents a model of what is possible, a story of hope and regeneration that is inspiring to witness. It's the ideal destination for the traveler who appreciates safety, efficiency, and cleanliness, and who is looking for a journey that is as intellectually and emotionally stimulating as it is visually beautiful. Kigali is the shining example of this philosophy, a city that has truly risen from the ashes. Let's get down to the brass tacks. because the financial difference between a trip to Uganda and a trip to Rwanda will be felt in your wallet every single day. The cost of living and traveling in Uganda is noticeably lower, and this is most apparent when it comes to finding a place to rest your head. For the budget-conscious traveler, Uganda is a paradise of affordable options. Clean, safe, and simple guest houses or private rooms in hostels can be found for as little as $20 to $40 per night. This accessibility opens up the country to a wide array of adventurers, from backpackers to those simply wanting their funds to stretch further into the wilder corners of the nation. It's a landscape of value and practicality. Moving up to the mid-range category in Uganda, for approximately $60 to $100 a night, you can find wonderfully charming lodges and comfortable hotels that offer excellent service and a genuine sense of place. These establishments often feature beautiful natural settings and a warm, welcoming atmosphere that feels authentically Ugandan. In contrast, Rwanda's accommodation pricing starts at a higher baseline. A budget room in Rwanda would be comparable to a lower mid-range option in Uganda, typically running from $40 to $80. The quality is generally very high for the price, but the sheer affordability of Uganda's lower tier is unmatched. This is a direct reflection of Rwanda's strategic focus on a more affluent tourism market. This price disparity continues when it comes to dining. In Uganda, the food scene is delicious, hearty, and incredibly easy on the wallet. You can eat like a king for very little. A full day of meals, from street food delights like the famous Rolex, that's a rolled chapati with eggs and vegetables, to generous portions at local restaurants, can easily cost between $10 and $20. This allows you to experiment freely, sampling local dishes like matoke, which is steamed plantain, and groundnut stew, without a second thought for your budget. The experience is about abundance, flavor, and a joyful, communal approach to eating that is both filling and fulfilling for any traveler. Rwanda, while also offering delicious local cuisine, generally comes with a higher price tag for meals. A daily food budget here would more realistically fall between $15 and $30, and often more if you are dining at the more upscale restaurants and cafes that are common in Kigali and near the national parks. The dining experience can feel more refined, with a greater emphasis on presentation and international culinary standards, especially in the tourist hubs. While you can still find affordable local eateries, the overall cost of eating out is higher. For the traveler counting every dollar, the savings on daily food and lodging in Uganda can accumulate into a significant sum over the course of a trip. Beyond the daily essentials of food and lodging, the cost of the adventures themselves presents another clear point of divergence. As we've established, the gorilla permit is the single largest expense and the most dramatic difference: $800 in Uganda versus $1,500 in Rwanda. This $700 gap is a game changer. It means that for the price of one gorilla trek in Rwanda, a traveler in Uganda could complete their own gorilla trek and still have enough money left over for a chimpanzee tracking permit in Kigali forest, around $250, and several days of classic safari game drives in Queen Elizabeth National Park. This makes Uganda the undeniable champion for those who want to pack in the maximum number of premier wildlife experiences. This value proposition extends across the board in Uganda. Most activities are priced with accessibility in mind. A boat safari on the Kazinga Channel or a game drive with a park-mandated guide might cost between $30 and $50, offering exceptional value for the quality of the wildlife sightings. The country is structured to encourage longer, multi-activity itineraries. The lower costs invite you to say yes more often. Yes to tracking rhinos on foot at the Ziwa Rhino Sanctuary. Yes to a sunset cruise on the Nile. Yes to exploring another of its magnificent national parks. It's a destination that empowers you to build a rich, diverse, and action-packed adventure without constantly worrying about the mounting costs. Rwanda's activities, while superbly organized and of exceptional quality, are priced to match its premium positioning. Beyond the gorilla permit, other unique experiences also command a higher fee. For instance, tracking the enchanting golden monkeys in Volcanoes National Park costs around $100, which is a significant price for what is typically a shorter and less strenuous activity than chimp tracking. A visit to Nyungwe Forest to experience the famous canopy walk and search for colobus monkeys will also set you back a similar amount. These prices reflect the high quality of the guiding, the meticulous maintenance of the park infrastructure, and the country's low-volume tourism model. While the individual costs are higher, the experiences in Rwanda often feel more exclusive and polished. The groups are small, the guides are exceptionally well trained, and the logistics are seamless. You are paying for a level of service and a crowd-free environment that is part of the Rwandan brand promise. For travelers with a more generous budget and a preference for quality over quantity, this is a worthwhile investment. The choice is clear. If your goal is to experience the widest possible variety of wildlife encounters for your money, Uganda is the logical choice. If you prefer to focus on a few select, perfectly executed, and premium activities, Rwanda delivers that experience flawlessly. So, what does this all mean when you put it together for a hypothetical trip? Let's map out an estimated budget for a 10-day adventure in each country, excluding international flights, but including the all-important gorilla permit. For a journey through Uganda, a traveler focusing on budget to mid-range options could realistically expect to spend between $1,200 and $1,800. This would cover the $800 gorilla permit, accommodation in comfortable guest houses, local meals, park entry fees, and transportation, which often involves longer drives in a shared vehicle or public bus. This price point makes a comprehensive and deeply immersive East African adventure surprisingly attainable for many. This Ugandan budget allows for a rich and varied itinerary. Within this estimate, a 10-day trip could include arriving in Entebbe, traveling overland to Bwindi for the gorilla trek, adding a day for game drives in Queen Elizabeth National Park to look for tree-climbing lions, and perhaps even squeezing in a boat safari on the Kazinga Channel before returning to the airport. It's a trip packed with highlights, movement, and a true sense of exploration. For those willing to stretch the budget slightly, adding a chimpanzee trek or opting for private vehicle hire would push the total towards the upper end of that range, but the core adventure remains incredible value for money. Now, let's craft a similar 10-day trip in Rwanda. Given the higher costs across the board, a mid-range budget for the same duration would likely fall between $2,000 and $3,000, and could easily climb much higher with luxury lodge choices. This estimate includes the $1,500 gorilla permit, accommodation in more polished mid-range hotels, meals in a mix of local and tourist-oriented restaurants, and efficient, comfortable transportation. The higher cost reflects the premium nature of the entire experience, from the moment you land in Kigali to the moment you leave. It is a budget for a smoother, more comfortable, and more streamlined journey. Within this Rwandan budget, a 10-day itinerary might include a few days exploring the clean and cultured city of Kigali, a seamless transfer to Volcanoes National Park for the gorilla trek, and perhaps an additional activity like golden monkey tracking. To add a safari element in Akagera, or a trip to Nyungwe Forest would push the budget towards, or even beyond, the $3,000 mark. It's important to note that these are just estimates. Traveling in the off-season, April to May, or October to November, can yield discounts on permits and lodging in both countries. Ultimately, your wallet will feel the difference. Uganda offers a longer, more varied adventure for less, while Rwanda provides a shorter, more luxurious, and perfectly polished experience for more. Navigating the entry requirements for Uganda and Rwanda is a refreshingly straightforward process, designed to welcome travelers with minimal bureaucratic fuss. For Uganda, most nationalities can easily obtain a visa upon arrival at Entebbe International Airport, or apply for an e-visa online in advance. A standard single-entry tourist visa typically costs $50. This simple process ensures that your journey begins smoothly, allowing you to focus on the adventure ahead rather than complex paperwork. It is a welcoming handshake from a country eager to share its natural treasures with the world. The process is efficient, and the immigration officials are generally helpful, getting you on your way to the bustling streets of Entebbe or Kampala in good time. Rwanda has taken accessibility a step further, making it even simpler for many travelers. Citizens of the African Union, Commonwealth, and La Francophonie nations can enter Rwanda visa-free for a period of up to 90 days. This generous policy covers a vast number of countries, including the UK, Canada, and Australia, completely eliminating the cost and hassle of a visa application. For other nationalities, such as citizens of the United States, a visa on arrival is readily available for a fee of around $50. This open-door policy is a deliberate part of Rwanda's strategy to promote tourism and position itself as one of the most accessible destinations on the continent. For the savvy traveler planning to explore more of the region, the East Africa Tourist Visa is an absolute game-changer and a fantastic piece of logistical brilliance. For a single fee of $100, this multiple-entry visa grants you 90 days of travel across Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya. This single stamp streamlines border crossings and offers incredible value, encouraging a more expansive regional itinerary. Imagine flying into Kigali, trekking with gorillas in Rwanda, crossing overland into Uganda for a classic savannah safari, and then perhaps flying out of Nairobi. The East Africa Tourist Visa makes this kind of multi-country adventure not just possible, but incredibly simple and cost-effective, unlocking the very best of the region under one convenient travel document. This visa is the key to the ultimate hybrid travel hack, which we will discuss later. It facilitates seamless movement between these neighboring countries, allowing you to blend the unique strengths of each destination into one unforgettable trip. The land border crossings, such as the Katuna or Gatuna border between Uganda and Rwanda, are generally well organized and have become increasingly efficient. With the East Africa Tourist Visa in your passport, the process is often a simple matter of getting an entry and exit stamp, turning what could be a bureaucratic hurdle into a smooth and exciting transition from one chapter of your African adventure to the next. The best time to travel to both Uganda and Rwanda largely aligns with their dry seasons, which typically run from June to September and again from December to February. During these months, the skies are clearer, the risk of rain is lower, and the conditions for gorilla trekking are at their best. The jungle trails are less muddy and slippery, making the hikes more manageable and enjoyable. Furthermore, in the savanna parks, the vegetation is less dense, and animals tend to congregate more predictably around water sources, which can make for easier and more rewarding wildlife viewing. These peak seasons, however, also bring more tourists and higher prices, so booking your permits and accommodation well in advance is essential. Conversely, traveling during the shoulder or wet seasons, from March to May and October to November, can offer its own unique advantages. The landscapes are incredibly lush, vibrant and green, making for stunning photography. Birdwatching is often at its absolute peak during these months. For the budget-conscious traveler, this green season can bring significant discounts on accommodation and, in some cases, even on permits, particularly in Uganda. You must be prepared for rain and more challenging trekking conditions, but the reward is fewer crowds, a more intimate experience with nature, and a chance to see these beautiful countries in their most verdant and dramatic state. When it comes to navigating the internal landscapes, the quality of the roads presents one of the most tangible differences between the two nations. Rwanda boasts a truly excellent road network. The main arteries connecting Kigali to the national parks and major towns are smooth, well-maintained tarmac. This makes for fast, comfortable, and predictable travel times, reinforcing the country's reputation for efficiency and order. Driving in Rwanda is a pleasure, with scenic routes winding through the immaculate terraced hillsides. This superior infrastructure means less time is spent in transit, and more time is available for enjoying the destinations themselves, a key factor for travelers on a tighter schedule. Uganda, in contrast, offers a more rugged and adventurous road experience. While the main highways connecting major cities are generally paved and in decent condition, the last-mile roads leading to the national parks and more remote areas are often unpaved, dusty, and bumpy dirt tracks. These journeys, especially in the rainy season, can be long and challenging, turning a transfer day into a full-blown African massage. This is not necessarily a negative. For many, it is an integral part of the adventure, a raw and authentic immersion into the Ugandan landscape. It simply requires more time, more patience, and a robust 4x4 vehicle, reinforcing Uganda's identity as a destination for the true explorer. So, after journeying through the misty jungles, sprawling savannas, and bustling cities of these two extraordinary nations, we arrive at the final verdict. The truth is, there is no single better country. There is only the country that is better for you. The choice between Uganda and Rwanda is a choice between two different travel philosophies, each offering a profoundly rewarding but distinctly different experience. Your decision should be guided by your budget, your timeline, your spirit of adventure, and what you ultimately seek from your time in the heart of Africa. The question is not which is best, but rather, which adventure is calling your name? Choose Uganda, the pearl of Africa, if your heart yearns for raw, unvarnished adventure and incredible value for money. This is the destination for the traveler who wants to see it all. Gorillas, chimpanzees, tree-climbing lions, and the thunderous power of the Nile. It is for the adventurer who believes the journey is as important as the destination, who doesn't mind long drives on bumpy roads because they offer a window into the authentic soul of a country. Uganda is for those on a longer, more immersive trip, who want their budget to stretch into a rich tapestry of diverse wildlife encounters and vibrant cultural experiences. It is a land that rewards grit with unparalleled authenticity and a deep sense of discovery. Choose Rwanda, the land of 1,000 hills, if you seek comfort, efficiency, and a seamless, high-end experience. This is the destination for the traveler with limited time, but a desire for a powerful, life-changing encounter with the gorillas. It is for those who value safety, cleanliness, and impeccable service above all else, who prefer smooth tarmac roads and luxury lodges with volcanic views. Rwanda is for the discerning traveler, inspired by a remarkable story of national rebirth, who wants to participate in a world-class conservation success story. It is a journey that is as emotionally moving and intellectually stimulating as it is comfortable and beautiful, offering a polished and perfectly curated African adventure. But what if you want the best of both worlds? Herein lies the ultimate hybrid hackfly into Kigali, Rwanda. Take advantage of the easy 3-hour drive to Volcanoes National Park for a seamless, comfortable gorilla or golden monkey trek. Then, with your East Africa tourist visa in hand, cross the border into southern Uganda. From there, you can dive headfirst into Uganda's wild offerings: the tree-climbing lions of Queen Elizabeth National Park, the chimpanzees of Kigali Forest, and the vast savannas teeming with game. This approach combines Rwanda's logistical ease for the gorilla trek with Uganda's affordable and diverse safari circuit. It is the ultimate itinerary, giving you two countries, one simple visa, and an endless adventure that truly captures the magnificent spirit of East Africa.